We're just a few days away from WWE talents descending upon Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to either give or rather get their payback, or maybe they will receive their payback. And Lord knows it's better to give than to receive. Payback, that is. I'm John Rankin on my WWE Payback 2023 predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. I'm recording this after Raw because it seems like the card's set. WWE under Triple H, or at least with Triple H having a little more control, they seem to be going with more of the trimmed down B shows, not the B team, go, go, go. I hope Bo Dallas is doing all right. Honestly, I don't mind them trimming down the cards and trying to have the shows at about 3 hours, except for the bigger pay-per-views. No, I said bigger. No, God damn it, Hulk. That's a Snickers protein bar. Snickers, God damn it, Hulk. Fortunately, Hulk Hogan will not be in Pittsburgh. I hope not. But, you know, the Rumble, Mania, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Survivor Series will run long. And then there's shows like this. So 6 matches with a talk show segment to pad out the whole thing, along with recaps and packages and whatever. But, yeah, let's get into it. LA Knight versus The Miz. After they've jabbed back and forth, verbally jabbed, and then they wanted to physically jab. Bully. Now we get to see who is the better of the two. Yeah, or awesome. Okay, I think Miz will end up actually winning this. LA Knight winning wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but if Miz wins and LA Knight gets his win back and eventually wins in the end, I'm all right with that. I think Miz is going to pull out some kind of, fluky victory. They'll continue this, and then he'll get, his ultimate revenge, LA Knight will, at Fastlane. Which is really a pay-per-view they shouldn't be running anymore because none of the Fastlane events have been all that good, but that's for down the road. I think Miz is going to win via shenanigans. And then we get Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory for the U.S. Championship. I think Theory's going to win the title back here, even though it really isn't going to be interesting regardless. Rey as a transitional champion is fine. I would find it kind of funny, though, if Rey retained the U.S. Championship and then Cena came back and beat him, because Cena sure loves beating Rey Mysterio for championships he recently won. But if they really want to maybe go with another Theory Cena match, even though I don't necessarily think that'd be great after the Mania 39 match, I think Theory could end up winning it here, and then he drops it to Santos. They may try with the Theory experiment again. I would go with Rey retaining, reigning as it were. That didn't work. And maybe have him and Santos have a series of matches. But I fear they're going to give it back to Theory. So unfortunately, I'm going to go with Austin Theory. So Rhea versus Raquel for the WWE Women's World Championship. Rhea wins. There's no reason why Raquel should win. None. None at all. Even though they had very good matches, hard-hitting matches in NXT, that feels like a fucking lifetime ago. And Raquel just isn't interesting, no matter how hard they try. Where they try to make her a badass that's also a tough face, or where they try to make her heel. She's just not interesting on the main roster. I got Rhea winning. And then we get to Owens and Zayn versus Priest and Balor for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship of the Universal World, whatever. Owens and Zayn will win because Priest and Balor winning, I guess, wouldn't be all that bad, but they kept the titles on Owens and Zayn while Owens was out with the rib injury. Thankfully, he seems to be all right. And Zayn had to have his giant sack drained. And let me tell you right now, when you get your giant sack drained, you need to make sure you have some time to recover. But I mean, if Balor and Priest weren't basically on the verge of fracturing, it would make sense to give them the titles. But Owens and Zayn have had them since Mania. I'd have them drop them to the Profits, because the Profits would need a big boost. Them getting the victory over a long, reign by Owens and Zayn would be fine. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, and I do have the time. I think JD McTuna is going to inadvertently cost Judgment Day the match by trying to help, and then what's going to happen is Balor is going to snap and attack Priest afterwards. I have Owens and Zayn retaining. So then we get to Becky and Trish in a steel cage match. I think Tiffany Stratton's going to help. I'm recording this before NXT, but I imagine that they're going to really build to this, and they're going to want Becky versus Tiffany at NXT No Mercy. One, to boost ticket sales. Another, to boost, views on the cock, and also just for the fact that NXT needs some serious talent to work with some of their younger talents, and Tiffany would benefit from working with Becky. They could do something fluky and have Tiffany win. Tiffany was in the front row for a goddamn reason on Raw, and it is to help Trish retain. Help Trish get this, and then you move them away. You move them away from each other, and you find a way to. You can have them go back to each other at some point, but Becky doesn't need to beat Trish to justify this. Now, they could have Becky win, and then Tiffany could attack her afterwards, but I think Tiffany costing her that adds more fuel to goddamn fire for their upcoming match. And then we get the Grayson Waller effect with Cody. It's going to be long. Cody's going to do a lot of acting. I think Cena's going to show up, because I think we're going to get Cena. Now, if Theory wins earlier in the night, assuming this goes on before the U.S. title, I think we could get Cena and Cody teaming up at some point against Theory and Waller. It would certainly be something, but Cena's going to show up, and they could end up having that fast lane. They could end up having Cena versus Waller, and Waller could beat him. Because Cena's going to be on the program at least through October, and that's good. So Cena's going to show up, and something's going to happen where Waller's going to get laid out, because funny. And then Rollins versus Nakamura for the secondary World Heavyweight Championship of the not Universal World, and I think Nakamura's winning. Now, he can win by a DQ. They could continue this goddamn thing. Rollins could snap and beat him up, and the referee could call it, and we could have Nakamura winning by a DQ, and we could build to him winning at Fastlane. But I hate to say it, if Rollins' back is really that bad, because he hasn't been wrestling all that much. He's wrestled on a few live shows. If he's really in that bad of shape, have Nakamura win it. It makes the most sense. Nakamura gain a decent run with the title. If Rollins can fight through it and feels he can, then keep the title on. But if they're unsure, give it to Nakamura. And I think Nakamura deserves a lengthy run. I don't know if him holding it till Mania is going to make the most sense, but personally, I think that Nakamura is going to win. Now, he could win by a DQ. He could win the title outright. Nakamura is going to walk out victorious one way or another. I would like to see him hold that championship, though, because he ain't getting any younger. And while this is great and they're treating us seriously, time is of the essence. So I got Nakamura winning. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments. And if there's anything that gets added, after NXT by Wednesday, or even on SmackDown, excuse me for not having the clairvoyance to see ahead. So agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rethlin. I'll see you soon.